Provorov scores twice, and Steve Mason shuts the door as the Flyers come away with a 3-1 victory this afternoon against the Chicago Blackhawks. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Patrick Lynn, and welcome back to the channel. I'm sorry I have been away for a while. I've had some personal issues. I was sick the last time, and then I was able to do 2 videos, and then some things just had happened. But I am back now as the Flyers come away with a 3-1 victory this afternoon. As Ivan Provorov has an outstanding breakout game. He scores twice, and he saves the Blackhawks from scoring a second goal with clearing up the crease later in the game. We'll get into that later. Great game for the Flyers, up and down, solid 60 minutes of disciplined hockey. They only took, like, I believe, one penalty, and I believe it was actually a too many men on the ice call that was called on the Flyers. But the Flyers do come away with a 3-1 victory. That is 4 wins in a row for the Flyers, as they are on a little hot streak, and they are in the midst of 7 games in 13 days here. So they've got a lot of hockey that they've been playing. They played a lot of hockey this year, so it's going to be nice coming into the when they get to the Christmas break, when they have the 5 days off, they get rested up. Let's get into this game. Chicago would strike first in the first period. Panarin will get the puck past Steve Mason, and Chicago takes a 1-0 lead. They would hold that lead going into the second period, and that's when the Flyers would take over as Ivan Provorov gets the puck at the point, takes a shot, and it gets past Darling. As big news coming out of this game, Corey Crawford was expected to start, but he fell ill before the game. But the news was that he actually had to have an emergency appendectomy. Hopefully he's feeling better within the next couple of weeks. Hopefully that doesn't hurt the Chicago Blackhawks too much. Darling's a good goaltender. He was all right this afternoon. But Ivan Provorov does get the Flyers on the board to tie the game at 1. Not less than 21 seconds later, Provy does it again as Ivan Provorov again throws the puck to the net and it gets past Darling, and the Flyers take a 2-1 lead. Ivan Provorov, it's been funny because beginning of this year, he was making a lot of the rookie mistakes. If you watched the video when the Flyers played Chicago in Chicago, he stumbled and Chicago was able to score on that goal. But ever since that game, Provorov has stepped up. He's actually played a lot better. I think he's finally caught up to the NHL game. I think he was a little slow at first, getting acclimated to the game. But it just seems like he's finally got himself acclimated to the NHL style, the speed of the game. Him and Travis Konecny, TK. For those who live in the Philadelphia area, TK is also a nickname for Tasty Cakes. That's why everybody likes. That's why I've been calling him TK. I don't know if anybody else has, but him and Ivan Provorov and Travis Konecny look like they're going to be players now. If Shane Gottesbeer can find his game, we've got 3 young kids that'll help this team down the long haul. And I've always said that they got to trust the process, that they got a lot of young kids coming. But the Flyers do have a 2-1 lead. A little later on, and Braden Shen is able to get the Flyers up by 2 and pass Darling, and the Flyers have a 3-1 lead going in. Have a 3-1 lead. Chicago would try to strike and they would pounce one, but the puck would get past Steve Mason. But Ivan Provorov was there to sweep the puck out. They did look at it for a good 3 minutes. It went through the commercial break that they were looking at it, and when they came back from the commercial break, but they said there was inconclusive evidence that the puck did not cross the line, as the call on the ice was no goal. So the call on the ice stands, and the Flyers held their 3-1 lead going into the third period. Steve Mason would shut the door from then on, as the Flyers would hold on to win 3-1 this afternoon. Afternoon games are real tough for me because I work overnights and I had to get up this game, so I'm getting ready to go back to bed in just a little bit. But the Flyers do come away with a 3-1 victory against Chicago. Chicago has not won a regular season game in Philadelphia since the first time they played in the Wells Fargo Center back in 1996. We all know that they did win a game in Philadelphia during the 2010 Stanley Cup Final with Patrick Kane scoring the game winner in Game 6. But they have not won a regular season game since the first time they came into the building back in 1996. But the Flyers do come away with a 3-1 victory. That's 4 in a row. No rest for the wicked. They're right back at it tomorrow night as they head down to Nashville to take on the Nashville Predators at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. For those who live in the Philadelphia area, that is 3 o'clock West Coast time. The game will be on Comcast Sportsnet after, I believe, Eagles post-game live is Philadelphia Eagles play tomorrow afternoon at 1. So a lot of sports coming along. Big sports day for Philadelphia as the Eagles play. They head to Cincinnati to play the Bengals, and the Flyers head to Nashville to take on PK Subban and the Nashville Predators. Flyers beat Nashville both times last year. Beat Nashville 6-3 in Nashville, and then they beat the Nashville Predators last year at home in overtime. I was fortunate enough to be at that game. That was a game that Ghost won it with a one-timer from the point. But the Flyers, good was a good, like I said, good solid win this afternoon. They played a great, strong 60-minute hockey game. But like you got to turn around. I don't know if Stoley, the goalie, will get a start tomorrow, but I expect Steve Mason to be in there. Hopefully, Michael Norvers will be back soon. But Steve Mason's played pretty well the last couple of games he's played, and if Stolars gets the start, he gets the start. But the Flyers head to Nashville, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 3 o'clock for those who live on the West Coast. The game will be on Comcast Sportsnet as your Philadelphia Flyers take on the Nashville Predators. Quick note, my Twitter handle has changed. It's no longer PK316. It is now Outlaw Pat Glenn, for those who follow me on Twitter. But just got to turn around. Hopefully they can beat the Nashville Predators. And as I always end my episodes, good night and good hockey.